Hey guys, how's it going? So, another week, another mobile suit, and actually this time we got two because Spring Festival's going on. That's why this music is the way it is. They changed the in-game music there in the lobby. It's pretty cool. So, what we're covering, we got buffs and nerfs. We're talking about all of those. We got the raid changes. They didn't do one thing, so we'll talk about that pretty quick. We're going to go down through all of the list of any other changes that they've done. We got some suits to talk about. We got all the Spring Festival stuff to talk about. And yeah, so pretty cool, long list. I'll try to keep it as quick as possible getting through all this. Hopefully about as long as the last video was. But anyway, here we go. Moving on into it, we got what I think is probably the first thing I want to cover because this is kind of an important thing to probably more people than it should be, but or at least it's interesting to me, the stance of disrupting other players. So for people that's being toxic, essentially, if they're confirmed to be a nuisance, permaban. Yeah. So there's now a warning though they're gonna give out before this happens to let you know that you're being a toxic player if it comes to it. So that is kind of nice though that they get a warning being like, hey, you're about to get permaban. What's kind of more interesting, though, and the reason why I bring this up first, is what do they consider this toxic behavior? Sabotaging an ally attack in combat, so-called friendly fire. Yeah, that's a big one. We all know it happens, and you normally get kicked for it. So if it happens too much. Continual uncooperative behavior, such as leaving the room or spamming simple chat without participating in battle, disconnecting during a battle, and leaving the battlefield. Defamation via chat or email. Now, I know I am definitely one that gets a lot of salt and love the hate mail a little bit, probably a little bit too much, and that kind of makes me probably a little bit part of the problem because I do play it up a little bit, but at the same time, yeah, people shouldn't be sending hate mail. I mean, it is funny though when you feel like they've ran it through a bad translator. When I got like Isaac Bad quit life or something on one, that was hilarious. But repeated reports that differ from the content of the report, subject, play. So fake reporting. Yes, you can get permaban for just spamming fake reports. Like, if you're just reporting somebody because they're bad, that's not a thing to report them for. So, yeah. I'm kind of glad that they're being so strict on that. Where a lot of games, they're just like, please don't do that. These guys are actually going hard, it sounds like. So, moving on, though, from there, we have the new suit. And it's the Jegan, of course. 500 cost, ground and space with space specialization, 500, 550, by the way. We'll go ahead and watch the video, and I'll kind of talk about what I saw with it. So it is kind of the downside is it doesn't have too much damage. The beam saber only has about 2,000 damage. It doesn't have crazy ranged options. It does have a grenade though. You can throw a grenade, which is really cool. But overall, it's pretty general. Like, it's got a decent bit of skills, actually. That's what really started impressing me and making me think about it more. But the other than the skill list, that's about the only thing impressive suit-wise from the standard that we got. Stats-wise, though, it is pretty general. It's one of the more general stats-wise that you can have. It is pretty quick as far as its movement goes, 130 on the ground walking. And, yeah, it apparently moves around very well. So, while on paper, I would say it's definitely one of the lower generals. Luckily, at that cost, it's not really a bad choice to take in for a general. Maybe a couple of the higher level suits, like level 4s and level 5s, might be questionable. But overall, it definitely fits in here pretty well. I will say, hearing people talking about the quality of life of its movement, that can make or break a suit. Literally, some of the quality of life that they've added to a few suits recently has been game changers. I think they definitely are doing one that is coming up in the patch notes. It's the Gapfly and the Zaku 3. I know one of them definitely got a quality of life, or if not both, a little bit. So, moving on though, we have the Londo Bell A and B, which one's just grayed out, other one's in color. So that's pretty cool. I guess real quick, would I spin on this? If you want another general and you like the Jegan, cool. I'm probably not going to put too many spins in it myself. And it's also a 2-star, so more 2-star problems. Definitely going to be harder to get. But there you go. Anyway, in the lottery, we also get the full armor Gundam Type B, level 3 at 600 cost, and the Desert Gelgoog, level 3 for 550. Kind of cool. Probably needs another buff, and this one's been growing on me. I kind of like the Desert Goog. But yeah. Kind of cool that we've got them. And now, this thing. Should have probably built this up a little bit before I swapped, but I forgot this was the next page. And here we go. For the Spring Festival, we have the limited suit being the GM Sniper Custom ML. And I forgot the ML stands for. Darn it. Oh, man. Who is that again? Oh, well. Anyway. Where's the ML just missile? Something. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, though, I remember somebody said a name, too, and I'm trying to remember that. But either way, this thing is hype. Looks cool. I definitely want to get this thing as soon as possible. Hopefully, I'll get some gameplay. And by the way, these look like they're shooting is kind of like a simplified missile launcher. If that's the case, why doesn't the other one do it? But anyway, we don't actually have a video to see what this does, but it's pretty cool. 350 and 400. I'm definitely looking forward to playing around with this thing. It has a 4-tube missile launcher ×2 on its back, increasing firepower. But yeah, they don't really give us too many hints there as to what it does. But seeing these missiles come out like this, I'm pretty hyped. I don't know whether it's going to be like a big volley or you fire 4 and then you got to cool down, fire 4 and then it reloads. So it's like having 2 simplified missile launchers at once kind of thing. That might be it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I might have my new 350 support. I don't know. I've been trying to find something that I like to play right now. Anyway, Spaced Frame, level 2, 400 and 5 to thrusters, 400 health. It takes 4 long, 1 medium, and 1 close. Pretty cool addition. I'll take it. Then we have the Zebra Stripe. That looks really cool in the water. Then we got Zaccarello. There you go. Pretty cool. And they're giving out 200,000 DP for the missions and 50 of each of the tickets. So, pretty nice. I would definitely recommend saving tickets because normally around the anniversary event they do a thing for the enhancement shop. And last time it actually was like half off tickets, so I burned all of mine there. Anyway, let's see which one are we on. We're right here. Moving on, but that's not the only thing they're doing for the spring festival. They're also giving out 40 boxes with a guaranteed 3-star at the end. That's pretty hype. I like this guaranteed 3-star at the end. If they're going to do it from the pool of every suit kind of thing, then yeah, please do this. That's at least a big amount of tickets for everybody that has a ton of suits. So there you go. Get your 40 boxes, 110 spin a week. Good luck. And if you're new or returning, every 3 games you're guaranteed to get a container and 5 times DP, XP, and CP. So, woot woot, good luck. And if you're new, welcome. Moving on to the next thing. We got another Step Up banner that is giving out specific suits. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the new one and if this is replacing the previous half off. Now, I know they just put in a thing where it would give people 50,000 DP. I was kind of hoping that would stay for newer players if they were going to keep that. So I need to make a new account and try that at some point. But if they're going to keep that, that's pretty cool because new players need DP to buy the new parts that they need for their suits. But hey, at this point, if they took that off, fair enough. If this is how it's going to be now, then sure. But we have some suits that we can get. Now, I wonder if this is just a 72-hour one for people that for this event, because it does say Spring Festival here. So, I'm guessing this is just for Spring Festival, and we still have the 50k DP thing. And hey, they could leave both for new players, just saying. But anyway, if you need a cool suit for Step 1 at half off, you, as your last suit, you can either get the Zero Shiki, the Gallus J, the Nemo 3, and the Jarja. All of these are level 1. I had the Gallus J, and again, I got the Gallus J. I needed the others. So, rip. But anyway, good luck. Hopefully you don't get repeats. Step 2, not really too exciting for Step 2. Full Armor 7th, Bolinoak level 2. That Full Armor 7th is level 1. Rick Diaz level 2. And the Mark 3. All of these are 550. The first ones were 500, except for the... Oh, never mind. Huh. Wait a minute. That's a typo. The Jarge is definitely a 500. Let's see. Is the Shiki a 500? I don't know if the Shiki... No, the Shiki 0 I think is a 6 or a 550 rather. Okay, anyway, moving on though. Step 2, not the craziest one to roll on. And even Step 3 doesn't feel that crazy, to be honest. Ashimar might be good. A1 is pretty good. Can't really recommend it for the Gapfly or the Tristan until they quality of life Tristan. Speaking of quality of life being really powerful for things. Overall, you know, it's not the worst pulls. The first one's definitely probably the better ones for suits that are closer to the meta. Mark 3 is good in the second one, so is the Rick Diaz, but the other two are kind of meh. So can't really recommend those too much. But I don't know, Zeta A1 can do work with a bit of practice. Maybe the Ashimar. Again, Tristan needs quality of life, but it can still work. Anyway, moving on though, we have the rest of the Spring Festival stuff here, and this is just pointing out what they're doing. Oh, here we go. They're talking about their step ups through the... Oh, okay. So this is only just this week. Got it. Oh, I might have made a mistake doing some spins. I'm saving my tokens now, dude. So what's this one? Unacquired mobile suit. So next week we get an unacquired mobile suit, boosted supply drop, a boosted supply drop where you can get unacquired 2-star mobile suits in Step 3 and unowned as well 3-star in Step 4. That is pretty cool. I don't have enough tokens. I don't think. But, yeah, I wonder how long that'll last. I'm going until the end. No, that just looks like a week. Okay, then we have first 10 half off and all mobile suits, all our mobile suits at the last step. Drops become greater for each step. Interesting. Details revealed at a later date. I wonder what they mean drops become greater. I guess it just means that you keep getting a bonus. Okay, and then they did a boosted supply drop with a guaranteed mobile suit of each series. That's kind of interesting. You will get one guaranteed mobile suit of each series as the 11th bonus item. That could be kind of cool. I don't know, I might go hard on the second one maybe if I can. I don't know. Not exactly convinced that I should right now. Got my supports that I want, or most of them. Really the 2-star ones are what I really need. I want the Zeta pretty bad. So yeah, definitely I would say weigh your options, figure out what you're going to do for these. Not the most impressive ones, but hey, not too bad. Then in the Quin Mantha being in as a boss for the mission, that's pretty hype. Well, we already talked about it and looked at it. Pretty much we did it, and it was definitely terrifying. Not going to really spoil how crazy some of the things are, but hitting the back was actually kind of difficult when there was 3 people. I've been hearing some good things about doing it solo, but 3 people, it snaps. It literally just instantly like, okay, I'm behind it shooting it, and then all of a sudden it just like instant, boom, just rotates, and I'm like, sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. So be careful around that. Mr. Jegan, and by the way, they have this new opening So let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm not going to have that very loud, but you can hear it during the music. Apparently this is an old video, but it's a new video. I don't know. I haven't seen this, so we'll see what they're doing here. But yeah, maybe this was their advertisement video for this game forever ago, but looks pretty cool. But yeah, this is what new players joining the game now will watch if they decide to watch it, you know, when the list of stuff pops up at the beginning. But yeah, pretty cool animation. Let's go, dude. Gundam launching. Woot. And some say the Gundam is still launching till this day. But yeah, okay, cool. Moving into this stuff though, here's where the next big bulk is, and I just looked at how far we're doing on time. Man, there's a lot to cover in this. This is probably going to be a 30-minute thing. Okay, so we already saw the movie. We talked about the Quin Mantha yesterday, pretty much. Or, yeah, and yeah, pretty cool. So trial, yeah, that's a good point. Trial and survival definitely remained unchanged, so you still can do those if you didn't do those. But the Psycho Gundam Mark II is now out of the rotation. And you can get the Thruster Control System 2, Anti-Beam Level 3, and 3 tokens for getting under 3 minutes. Then they did the Assault Booster. So we watched these before, we won't rewatch these. But what was interesting is not only did the Assault Booster Level 1 just get put on all raid units for ground, they're now just straight up replacing Quick Boost with an equivalent Assault Boost Level 2 and Level 3. And they removed the Fall Prevention System, which I think was on the Night Seeker V, I think is the one. I think that's what I was talking about yesterday. That because it's essentially the same thing, to where you can't get shot out of the air when you're jumping. Then for all raid units, thruster consumption now, so 20 to 15, and then for transforming, 25 to 20. So that's pretty cool. Definitely can feel it in game. The one, surprisingly enough, that I felt it on was the GOG. Because we know that thing's slow. Maneuver Armor 2 definitely felt a lot better. One of the tests that I wanted to do was to see how well the Bolinoak could actually not get staggered from Vulcans, from like a GBO2. Well, not just the GBO2, but everything. I figured I felt like I could charge at everything, and while I was boosting, I was not getting staggered by pretty much anything. It was kind of crazy. I don't know if that makes the suit good, or if anybody's going to do anything crazy with the missiles, but I don't know. I felt like if I could get good with the missiles and actually hit them with the missiles before I got to them, I could follow up pretty much guaranteed with a melee attack. Because the missiles kind of travel with you, but just a little bit faster. So you could already have your melee out, so they're just getting staggered when you're already knocking them over if they're a general. And you could follow up with a big smack from the fan blade things. That's pretty cool. We'll save the buffs and stuff for last. You hop at the practice room. One of the annoyances that I know a lot of people kind of don't like is that suits die, and then when they die, they gotta wait for them to respawn. Well, now you turn on a thing to where the suits won't die, and you can just sit there and bully them for days and days and days, and keep practicing those combos. So there you go. Also, what is this? In the shortcuts, looks like the registered weapon is now displayed brightly. Oh, okay, cool. They changed some of the stuff in the camp. You've got the Jegan in the distance there. We already talked about that. Ah, here's something. The premium suits, and we got big ticket shop stuff there if you didn't see that. Mark III level 1, then the Ashimar level 1, and then finally, ooh, that's cool. I don't have that yet. And then we'll have the Night Seeker. Oh wait, no, that's the Night Seeker 2. Oh man, for a second I thought that was the V, but never mind. I think I got that one. But yeah, Night Seeker 2 level 1. There you go. Where were we? Here we go. Ticket shop stuff. Well, here's their typical 3 they always put in. They're adding the levels there, so Gyogu level 5, G3 level 4, and the Gundam level 5. Pretty much, I would save your... actually, do I have the Gundam level 5? Oh no, mistakes were made, I didn't buy it! No, I would pretty much save your tickets for those 3, for sure. But the Zeta is definitely top tier. And I got it with my tickets. And then I also got the Zeong, because I love doing the Zeong cheese. So I finally have the 600 Zeong. So there we go. Now I'm waiting for the level 3 to hit the ticket shop so I can get that one. Also, the weapons were put in. Gyogu Beam Rifle, Hyper Hammer level 5, and the Beam Rifle with the Napalm for the Gundam. In the DP store, intensify that barrage, everybody. Dom Barrage, let's go. Level 3 and its weapons. And the Gandia's level 2, which just got a buff. I would highly suggest trying that suit out. Let's see. Okay, we'll look at the clan match stuff here in a second, then go into buffs and nerfs. So we have the fixes. Most interesting one, go ahead, I'll leave them up here on screen for a second while I talk about this, but pause it, whatever, but there they are. But the most interesting one to me was the Virulent got a change or fix where if it was turning without moving would cause it to increase its defense while it was in flight mode. But yeah, that's a little weird. But next we have clan match stuff. So this Saturday, it's another early one. Looks like the time's off again. In game, I'm pretty sure it will say 5 a.m. We'll have 500 cost, 5v5, ace match, tropical desert. So that'd be pretty cool. Moving on. Oh, and I guess it's still the Dowas. Yep, that hasn't updated yet. Ooh. Okay, that kind of looks cool. I can't help but go back. Just it's called Discharge A, and then it's white. Yep, we're getting white discharge. Anyway, moving on to the this. Oh, I don't know why that popped up over there. But here we go. We're gonna look at the buffs and nerfs now. So we have Zaku 2 Kai. Let's see. Oh, yeah, these were last month's. Oh my gosh. So last month, buffs and nerfs. By the way, there is this here. We'll cover that in the next one. But there is something there about this. But anyway, looking at the Zaku 2 Kai, looks like everything went up pretty much, which is cool. I mean, they did do a decent buff to it. Not much on the play rate at higher cost, but definitely at 250. Which mainly most of the buffs, I think. Well, no, there was a few here for level 1. So yeah, pretty cool. Fritz Helm definitely feels a lot better. I got to play the level 1 version, and as you can see, the numbers definitely went up. Slave Wraith, I'm surprised to see that the numbers went up here, but yeah. Rival win rate definitely down for its base cost. I'm actually confused that it's actually doing any better at higher cost, but sure. And yeah, that's just kind of weird. Yeah, I'm kind of confused on that one. DJ SER, interesting. I wonder if it'll get another touch up at 650. I see a lot of people that like this suit and do well in it, but its numbers are just kind of low. Interesting. Zeong Type 3, I like it. I mean, it technically went up. I feel like people are just playing it just because it got a buff more than anything. I think it's a pretty cool suit, but probably not the buff that it needed. GM Nightseeker 2. As expected. Yakushiki, definitely doing better now. Oh, I forgot it got another buff last month, actually. That's kind of cool. Okay. Well, with that buff and possible other raid things, this thing could be quite good now. Dwodge. Probably gonna have to check this one out again just because of the raid stuff. But yeah, there we go. Goof Custom going up in win rate. Numbers looking pretty good. Specifically the level 2 there. Nice. Or, well, still needs a little bit more. What I was thinking is level 3 is actually looking really good. And then the support, we got Half cannon got a buff. Looks like damage numbers went down, which is kind of funny. But overall, pretty cool. I like it. I mean, damage didn't really go up. Well, I guess it got 5% damage increase. Never mind. So yeah, across the board, pretty cool. Okay, moving on. Finally, here we go. The full buffs and nerfs. So they're doing one big change on how they do data collection for buffs and nerfs, because there's been a rating shift. Instead of doing it from B to S-, they're doing it from A to S- now. 2 months ago, when they made a post about the previous month's like buffs, or I guess last month when they were talking about 2 months ago, or something like that. Anyway, they pointed out that the goof was being used poorly because people were just downswinging with the whip, and that was it. And when they took like A+ and higher, the win rate actually went up from their buffs from the goof, whereas everybody else lower rating was losing more. So that's probably one reason why this is a change. So now they're going to be taking it from A to S- rather than B to S-. Impact of the range. The selection of the adjustment targets will still be determined mainly by referring to win rate. So there we go. Reason for change. We believe that it will improve accuracy of adjustments. Mainly, I think one of the big things was the goof change. But yeah. If there's any problems, we may change the range. The previous one. Interesting. So Dovin Wolf actually got a nerf. Only suit to get a nerf here, I believe, with removed damage control. It still felt pretty strong. It's just now you can actually stagger the thing pretty decently. There's not too many things that have damage control and shock dampener. And, you know, just generals getting all the general skills, right? So, Gundam GBO2 Stamen. By the way, the Dovin Wolf is still crazy. It's got crazy damage and everything else. It's probably not going to miss it for the most part. Because if anybody was going to try to stagger you based on anything that the damage control would even help with, you're probably going to get staggered anyway. But yeah, Stamen. They're getting another buff. And actually pretty decent. 3 to shooting correction, so 30. Fighting correction increase from 28 to 30. And increase at higher levels. Thrusters. So, oh, that's damage. My bad. Whoops, I messed that up earlier. But yeah, 30 and 30. Thruster increased by 5 to 70. And left, right, and back movement has been improved. So there's the quality of life. There we go. Look at that. That's the other one. I think that's the one I was talking about. They also increase the downswing damage and the damage from the beam rifle by 300 base. That's actually pretty insane. So not only did they give it, I think, wait, no. I'm starting to get things mixed up. Either way, though, it got a buff. 300 more damage is pretty insane for that gun. It's kind of funny, though, how it used to be crazy, and now it's 46% win rate. So definitely interesting to see what it'll do in the future, especially closer to 550. Moving on to the Zaku 3. I always kind of joked at how meh it felt, but now it's getting ballistic resist 5, so 20 now on that. Beam resist went up by 5 as well. Level 2 HP went up by 1,000, and level 2 fighting correction, so melee, went up by 5%. Increases the accumulated value of stagger for its head beam cannon. And they also, for the torso beam launcher ×2, increase the damage by 5, and this will go up at all levels. 90% now heat rate instead of 95, and reduction of the time spent after using the weapon. So this is quality of life for sure. Anything that allows you to shoot and move quicker is a big deal. The Virulent. Pretty numerable changes here, mostly at level 2, looks like. Well, the health is at level 2, I guess. Special shoulder buffer went from level 2 to level 3. It's 5% or 5 more thrusters, going from 60 to 65. I don't know if I just said this, but health went up by 1,000 at level 2. Heat rate improved. for its main gun, the 12% heat rate instead of 15. It gained 100 damage for its beam saber, and the double beam saber at level 2 went up by 85. So, pretty good. Gapfly. Now this is a pretty good one here. HP went up at all levels by 1,000. Speed was increased from 120 to 130. That is very nice. And when it transforms, the Fedayeen transformed heat rate is now 50% instead of 55, and you got a cooldown time of 0.8 seconds. The heat rate has been improved for its mega particle cannons in transform mode to 95% from 100%. This way you can actually shoot it, then transform again and shoot it. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Transform mode definitely is going to feel a lot more closer to something like the Ashimar. Then we have HP increased. Oh, that's just repeated. It's like, wait, what? Hammurabi. HP increased by 1,000 at all levels. Level 2 power increased for its beam saber by 80. And it takes 1 less second for cooldown on the Sea Serpent before you can use it again. They also... Okay, that's just transform, repeating the health. They also decided to buff the Full Armor 7th a little bit. And... well... yeah, it's... I don't know, it still feels kind of lagging. This is all level 2 and higher. Even level 1 I feel needs a little bit of a buff. So I don't know why they just didn't do this at all levels. But you have 75 damage on its main weapon beam rifle, which is really nice. And the focus fire got increased damage as well. 35 damage on the armed grenade launcher, making them 600 now per shot. And again, this sadly is just level 2 and up. Like it has a 50% win rate though, so that's probably why. And then 49 and 46, I definitely didn't doubt that. I would honestly guessed a little bit lower, like 45 or 44 for level 3. The Fedayeen rifle, just overall, has that 0.8 second now, so that is buffing the Hammurabi and the Gapfly both. Then the raid stuff. I feel like I accidentally skipped over the rest of the raid info earlier. So, whoops if I did. Oh, I skipped over the maneuver armor part because I pointed that out. Maybe I... oh, wait, no, I remember pointing this out. Anyway, the rest of this is just the raid buffs, and we've already talked about that, so I won't really cover those again. Man, I feel like I'm recording a video here for this, and I feel like I have streamer brain at this point. That's kind of funny. But anyway, we finally made it to the end of this. That is a lot to go through. Just a little bit over 30 minutes. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think of all this. Are you happy for the new suit? Are you happy for the Jegan? Are you happy for this thing? I know I am. I know I'm going to try to grind that out before the podcast tomorrow, so I can at least talk about it some. But yeah, guys, that'll be it for this one. Usual links in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. But anyway, let me know in the comments. I think I already just said that about anything you're thinking. We're repeating it. Screw it. There it is. But yeah, guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Loving this music. Peace!